Hey y'all, happy Thursday. So lately I've been watching a lot of storage unit buyer content on YouTube, which in turn leads you to how do they sell what they find? And a lot of those sellers sell on Whatnot. Now I know Whatnot is a huge marketplace where a lot of people resell their items, but I've always been a little bit nervous about trying to sell on there. I think mainly because you're running the risk of what your item's going to sell for. You may make a lot of money, you may make nothing, you may have a bunch of stuff that just doesn't sell. But I've really been thinking about it while watching a handful of Whatnot shows this week. It may be something that's worth a try for us in the future. Like, look at all these trinkets. They are all amazing little things. And I think that there are buyers for these things on Whatnot that may not be necessarily actively searching for those items on eBay. So I can still get them at my super low cost and maybe make some money, maybe break even, but still moving them out to new homes, which is really important to me. And that way I can kind of get rid of some of the inventory that's maybe a little bit more stagnant on eBay, but not trash items, not bad things, just stuff people may not actively be searching for. Now, something we did sell on eBay is a pair of these little almost denim looking handmade kids aprons or smocks, really vintage. We found these in the attic of a garage at an estate sale, and I only paid $1 for the pair. They sold for $17. Now, one thing I also learned by watching all these Whatnot shows this week is that it can potentially be a great place to source. Now, some shows people pay astronomically ridiculous numbers for certain things, and so I'll just back out of that show. But I found a few shows where I found really cool items that went for $1 or $2. And when people have max shipping on there, that's great. Although I hear that's going away. We sold this new old stock Odie, maybe that's how you say it, electrical solder, paid $0.25 at an estate sale. It sold for $14.41. So I'm not necessarily talking about going on Whatnot and, selling everything I have in my eBay store on there. But every now and then an opportunity presents itself where I can get a lot of stuff for a really low price, if not free, but I just don't want to list it all on eBay. We sold this set of 10 birdwatcher guides that we picked up at the bins for $0.25 a piece, so $2.50. They sold for $12.68. Probably wouldn't pick those up again, but they're still neat. Now, what I would definitely pick up again and would love to find again are these needlepoint hangers. We sold a set of 2 of these, and this is actually the last set that I have. I paid $3.98 for both of them. They sold for $39.95. That was a great pickup. I'm glad I trusted my instincts when I saw those at the thrift store. Now we have a U.S. Air Force hat going out. Hats are a great example. I think I could blow through a ton of hats and get rid of some of the ones that haven't sold on Whatnot. But I think I would do mixed shows, not just like a hat show. But this hat is a bins find, paid $0.25 for it, probably wouldn't pick it up again. It sold for $8.50. I'm not even sure how a promotional U.S. Air Force hat made its way into my bag, but either way, it sold. What I think is really neat about Whatnot is you can be like an everything seller, or you can niche down into specific categories. Like there are people who only sell little itty bitty trinkets, like $1 or $2 or $3 a piece. They're little tiny trinkets when I'm selling a whole bag of them in my lots. There's a lot of holiday shows and, clothing shows, jewelry shows, but I think I would like to be one of those just mixed vintage sellers. Like one second I'm selling a little bud vase and the next second I'm selling, an old ironing board cover. I don't know. I just think it would be fun to do a mixed show like that. And it'd keep people more engaged, I would think. Now, this item took me forever to find because I thought I was looking for a 3 or 4 inch QP figure, but he's just a little guy. Little tiny one. We picked this up at a highway sale, only paid $1 for it, and it sold for $8.42. That's why it was priced so low, because it was a tiny guy. I love the little dog with it though. Now we have a Creative Memories item going out. Now that's an example of something I would not take to Whatnot. You're looking for a very specific buyer that knows the quality of this item and wants to use it. So this is definitely an eBay type item. Plus it's big. I think I would like to stick to smaller items on Whatnot if I decided to do it, which I'm not sold, but my boyfriend likes the idea. Either way, I paid $2 for this album at an estate sale. It sold for $24.95. That was actually just recently found at an estate sale. I walked in, saw a closet full of scrapbooking stuff, and I dug until I found the Creative Memories. I knew it would be there. Now we have a item going out, actually 2 items to one of you guys. First off, this is a lot of just like military insignia, pins, patches, things like that. I got these for about $1 in like a fill a box deal at an estate sale company's liquidation thing, and it sold for $13.79. And then this order is for Miss Tracy. She also picked up this really adorable yellow Crayola bear from 1986. I've sold several of these different colors over the last year or so. Always going to be a pickup when I find it at the bins. Only cost me 10 cents. It sold for $10.16. Thank you, Miss Tracy, for your order. And speaking of smalls, one last item going out today, and it is, of course, a trinket lot. Now, I list these for $34.95, and I do send offers, so the last handful have just sold outright, but this one did sell on an offer, and of course, these are mixed pieces I find at yard sales, bins, all over the place, so maybe $3 invested into them. It sold for $29.71. So we have $15.08 into all of these items, and they sold for $179.57, which is only 12 times our money, but still a great one-day sales total. So tell me down below what your thoughts are on Whatnot. Do you source there? Do you sell there? And we'll see you soon with another video of What's Sold.